In my last video, I promised I would show you the garments I've been making for my seam work autumn and winter capsule wardrobe. So here we are. Just a quick recap on my colours for this season before we begin. As you can see here, I've got my colours. I've got black as my dark neutral, white as my light neutral, grey as my mid neutral. And then I have red, purple, cerise pink and royal blue or turquoise. I've not decided which one yet as my pops of colour. So over the past few weeks, I've been concentrating on making black and white separates so that they will each coordinate with each other and form the basis of my capsule wardrobe for this season. So you can see my plans on my pin board here. I've already made a greer skirt in black Liverpool, and I've made a pair of black linen Albi trousers. I've also made a couple of tops to go with those, which you will see in this video here. And this week I want to show you some more tops that I've made that fit into my wardrobe plans. The first top that I've made in the last couple of weeks has been the Aronica top. The Aronica pattern is from Seamwork Patterns and it's here. I have showed it on camera before, but it's either a dress or a top. It's got cutaway arms, as you can see here, and a round neck, and it's got a seam at the back. It's made in knits, and I decided, from my plans you can see, I decided to make it in white. My plans are not coloured in, I colour them in as I make the garment. And you can't see this, but I coloured the first one in white because here she is, the Aronica. As you can see, she's got a high round neck. It's sleeveless with slightly cutaway sleeves and the back seam, as you can see there. I made this Aronica in white cotton-like fabric that I bought from Tiernite Fabrics. It was my first time making a top from Seamwork because beforehand I'd only made a skirt and a pair of underwear. This is my first top and I was a bit dubious as to how it would fit, but I'll show you me wearing it here. And here we are. If I stand up, you'll see it fits me really nicely. It's supposed to be a little bit of this is probably a little bit tight around the tummy than I'd like. I cut a straight size 12 for this, but it fits really nicely around the arm, as you can see, and it doesn't show off. It shows off a little bit of bra strap there, but if I wear the right underwear, it doesn't show any bra straps at all because I don't actually like a racer back because of that. It's got a really beautiful round neck, as you can see. So I cut a straight size 12 for my first version. If I stand on my tiptoes, you might be able to see it a bit better. It's a little bit too rainy and thunderstormy outside today to take outside photographs, but I'm wearing it with a pair of linen trousers. So that is my first Aronica. If we have a look at the pattern really quickly then, the sizes incorporated in the pattern are from size 00 to size 16 for the misses sizes, and that runs from that range runs from a 32-inch bust to a 44-inch bust. And in metric, that is 81 centimetres to 112 centimetres. And then there's a curvy range from Seamwork, which runs from a size 12 to a size 30. And that runs from a size 40-inch bust for the 12 to a 60 for the size 30. Or in metric, that's 102 centimetres to 152 centimetres. Now they are the body measurements we're going by here. So I made myself a size 12 in the Mrs. size because I've got quite small shoulders, I've got quite a small frame, but a menopausal tummy. So I usually need the extra around my waist and my hips, but not around my shoulders. So I was really pleased, like I said, with the way that this fits. I can wear it under a cardigan or a blazer or whatever. So yeah, I was really pleased with the way that fits. As far as the fabric requirements go, for the size, the standard size or Mrs. size, the 00 needs 7/8 of a yard, or it's all on different pages here, 80 centimetres of fabric for the 00 if you're using 60-inch wide fabric, or a yard for the size 16, or 90 centimetres for the size 16 in metric. Or for the curvy size range, you need for the size 12 a yard, or 90 centimetres for the size 12 in 60-inch wide fabric, or 1¼ yards or 1.1 metres for the size 30, and that's at the top. The dress obviously takes more fabric, so you can see there it's a nice snatch buster actually, because you can get a top out of just over a metre of fabric for the biggest size there in the curvy range. So it's quite a nice pattern to use up your remnants. It's also a really easy garment to put together. It's just a matter of sewing the shoulders, the side seams, and then adding the neckband and the armbands, and then turning up the hem. So if you've made a t-shirt like this before, you won't have any problems at all with the Aronica. So pleased with my white version that I decided to make a stripy version. And here she is. She's in black and white stripes, as you can see there. So yes, exactly the same as my white top. I just popped this one on for you. And here I am in my black and white version. I'll just stand up again. Here we go. Hope that's the stripes not making the video too fuzzy. Sometimes it has an effect, doesn't it, strobes. But it's exactly the same top. What I did with this version is I graded out to a size 14 around the hip and the tummy. And I think that's just given it a little bit more room for me to move. The fabric's completely different. This is a viscose jersey. I think it's got some cotton in it. It's a viscose cotton mix. But I've cut the neckband and the armbands across the grain. So I've got stripes going a different way. And I just think that adds a little bit of something extra to the top. So yeah, that's my second Aronica. So yeah, I was really pleased, really pleased with the black and white version. And I think this will look absolutely fantastic with my black albi pants, my black linen albi pants, and a red cardigan over the top of it. I do have to make some toppers because the weather's getting a little bit colder and I'm feeling the cold now. So yeah, really pleased with this Aronica. My third top for this week is the Edie top, which is again from Seamwork Patterns, and it's this top here, which again I have showed before when I was showing my capsule wardrobe plans. This is a little bit different from this Aronica top in that it's a different kind of style. So again, it's a sleeveless top, as you can see here, but it doesn't have a neckband. It has a grown-on funnel collar. So I've never made this pattern before until I made it this week. So I was really looking forward to making this. It's only got, the pattern has 2 pattern pieces altogether. It's in total. It has a front piece and a back piece. As you can see, there are no back seams at all. There are side seams, shoulder seams, and like I said, the collar is grown on, so you don't even have to attach a collar. It's quite a good pattern if you're a beginner sewist, because it's so easy to do. So let me put it on and I'll show you the end result. Here we are. Here we go. I'll stand up again. So yeah, I mean, it's got a slightly extended shoulder here, and like I said, the grown on collar. And the collar, I've chosen to make the Aronica in a stretch viscose, again, viscose jersey. So the collar flops really nicely. I think if it was standing up, it would look really quite strange, but obviously you could have it standing up if you made it in a thicker jersey or thicker knit, but I prefer that little kind of drape on the collar. Now I can see this being worn with a pair of wide leg jeans, my wide legged Albi pants. So yeah, I think it's a really nice top, and I can see myself wearing it with a short skirt as well, with maybe a jacket over the top. So it's kind of a little bit more elevated than just a round necked sleeveless top, isn't it? Like I said, this was really extremely easy to put together. I think the most difficult part of this whole top is the fabric that it was made in, because it's really quite slippery and fine under the machine, so you really have to be a little bit careful. But I mean, it's literally a matter of sewing the collar and the shoulders and then stitching the collar down along the side seams here, and sewing the side seams of the garment, finishing it and then finishing up the hem, and then just turning under and finishing the armholes. So it really is such an easy top to put together. It probably took me an hour to get the whole thing together, the first batch of sewing that I did on it, and then the second batch of sewing that I did was just stitching down the armholes and then the hem. And because I press an awful lot and make sure it's all pressed and nicely even before I stitch, it did take me longer to do that than the first part of this sewing. Let me just give you some details about the Edie top. Again, there are two size ranges. There's a Misses range and the curvy range. And again, the Misses is from 00 to size 18. So that's 32-inch bust to 46-inch bust as before. The curvy range ranges from a size 12 to a size 30 as before. And the bust size is 40 inches to 60 inches for that range. Like I said, it's a very simple top. There are two pattern pieces. So the fabric requirements for the Misses size for the Edie top is 1 yard for the 00 up to the 18 if you're using 60-inch wide fabric, or 90 centimetres to, it says here 2.2 metres for the size 18 for the metric requirements. But I don't think that's right, because you still only need a yard for the imperial measurements, so I'd query that a little bit. For the curvy, you will need a yard for size 12 up to 1 7/8 of a yard to size 30, and for the metric, that is 90 centimetres to 1.7 metres up to size 30. So you don't actually need a huge amount of fabric, and I managed to get mine out very easily out of said of 90 centimetres. Because I'm so short, I did actually cut off 7 centimetres from the length of the top. I don't know if you can see, you can't see there, can you? But it comes to just about my high hip. So I took off 7 centimetres, so I could probably get mine out of about 80 centimetres, to be honest, because there's no other pattern pieces to get out. Hold the Edie up for you so that you can see her on the hanger. There she is. It's quite difficult to know which is the front and the back, so this time the label in the back really was needed, you can actually tell which is front and back, because in the making of the top, you've got 2 little notches cut into the back neck. So yeah, I'm really pleased with all my tops that I've made so far. I do think it's about time I made some kind of cardigans or toppers, because like I said, the weather is getting a lot colder and I'm wearing a long sleeve top today. I couldn't wear a short sleeve top in my workroom because it's just too cold. See you all very soon. Happy sewing. Bye.